So lately, I've been getting a lot of questions about Windows 8. Every time somebody buys a new computer now, it's pretty much coming preloaded with Windows 8. And they're like, what is this? How do I use it? Why is it so different? Well, it's new. It's new technology. Things change. They try to make it better and they try to make it a little bit different and adapt more. Windows 8 was definitely built for more tablet style computers, like touch tablets, kind of like an iPad. They have the Windows Surface. It was basically made for touch. They really weren't thinking too much of desktop users, I don't feel like, when they created Windows 8. But, you'll get used to it. You'll like the way some of it flows once you get used to it. It actually runs really well, and that's kind of hard to say. I haven't had any issues with it yet, but, we'll see. Anyway, today's video, we're talking about the start tiles, and as you can see here, we're at our start screen. Anytime you boot up the computer, you will pretty much come to this screen, or anytime you click on your Windows key on your keyboard, you'll come to this screen, or your desktop. For example, if we click our Windows key right now from our keyboard, it'll take us to our desktop. If we were to click on our Windows key again while we're on our desktop, it'll take us back to our start screen. That's cool. But anyway, back to our Windows tiles here. You'll see we have all these little tiles here. This is an Internet Explorer tile right here. If we click on that, it opens up Internet Explorer, and I had that open up on my other monitor, so that's kind of hard for you to see. But anyway, click on that, opens up Internet Explorer. Here, if I were to click on this, it would open up Google Chrome. Again, that's probably going to default to my other screen, so I won't show you that. But what's cool about the start tiles is you can customize them really in any way that you want. I mean, if there's something here that you didn't want to have, we can get rid of it. If, you wanted to move them all around, we can do that. So let's talk about that. So for me, for my personal preference, so this OneDrive right here, I'm not going to use OneDrive. That's Microsoft's, cloud service. I'm not interested in Microsoft's cloud service. I'm never going to click on this tile to use it. So all I have to do is right click on this tile, and we're just going to go here where it says Unpin from start. It's gone. That's simple, right? Perfect. This maps, I'm definitely not going to use the maps because that's what I have Google for. It's not that, this maps is, any worse than Google or whatever. I just kind of use what I'm accustomed to using, and that's kind of what I stick with. So again, I'm just going to right click on this maps tile here, and I'm going to unpin it from the start. You'll see I cleared up some room here. The photos, I really don't use the photos option from Windows because I tend to store my photos in different locations, so that's not really something I'm worried about right now. But one thing I could do if I didn't want to use it too often, or maybe I did, I could drag it and I could move it. I can move it right there. And you can do this with any tile. You can, let's say Skype. I already have this big Skype one. I can move that over there. But since I have two Skype ones, maybe I don't like this big Skype icon or this big Skype tile. So I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't want it. That's fine. It's gone. But again, you can move all these around. It's really cool that they give you the option where you can move them like that, because it'll make customizing the screen, much easier. And you can see that there's a lot of different tiles for a lot of different things that you can do. Also, with any of these icons, you can right click on them, and you could resize it. So by default, a lot of the applications that you install after the fact, after like Windows is installed, like Google Chrome, Firefox, you're either going to get a small or medium option. So it's already set to medium. That's the medium size. But let's say I was trying to fit a lot of icons here. I can do small. And there I have the small icon. Now I have Firefox here. Well, I can right click on that too, and I can do a resize and set that to small. Well, now I can kind of do this, and now I have these two right next to each other. And let's say, I use Office a lot. This is Excel. I can resize it and set it to small, and I can move it over here. And here's TeamViewer. That's a remote program that I use quite frequently. So I can just make that small and drag it over and put it here too. I mean, any icon that we have here, we can move around, make smaller. Some of them you can even make bigger. Let's use, for instance, the store icon. If I were to right click on this, I could resize it and I could set it to wide, and that'll make that happen. It makes it just wider, fill out like these icons here. They also have a different option to make it large, and that just increases it much, so it's much larger. And that's kind of cool for the actual live tiles, as they would call them. The live tiles would be the store icon or your weather icon, your people icon here, calendar, and your news icon. You could make that and resize that to a large icon as well. So if you wanted to see a bigger part of the story or whatnot, if you make it large, you can see more of it. So I mean, that's kind of cool. If these are some frequent things that you would use, it makes it kind of convenient. I mean, the news is pretty cool. If you're big into reading the news, I kind of like that. You could also turn the tile off, and we'll see what happens when we do that. If we turn it off, it's just gonna show just this blank news icon type of style here. It's not gonna actually start cycling through any news stories. So if we were to click on it, then we would get our news. But if we go to turn that back on, it'll cycle through and show us some different events and different news stories that are happening. Now let's go ahead and say that we wanted to pin a different icon to our start screen. You can see that we already have quite a few of these tiles mapped out here for us. I don't really have a lot of applications installed on my Windows 8 installation here yet. It was just kind of a new thing that I wanted to try out. But I know I do have one icon on here that I can put on my start screen that's not currently on here. So if we click on this arrow down here at the bottom of our screen, it's going to show us our list of applications that we have installed on our computer, which is also a pretty convenient thing that Windows 8 has, because before it was kind of hard, to see everything that you had installed. Sometimes even when you went to the start menu, if you had a lot of things installed, you'd have to scroll through it, and it just showed little folder icons in the name. I really like that you can see the icons stacked to what these programs actually are. Like Google Chrome, you can see that it's, you see the icon there, and Mozilla Firefox, you see the icon for that. I don't know, I think that's really cool. But anyway, back to what we were going to do. We want to pin one of these icons to our start screen. And this Carcassonne, this is just a game. I'm going to pin this to our start screen because I know it's not there. If we right click on any of these, it's going to say pin to start. If we already have it pinned, like Internet Explorer, it's going to say unpin from start. But anyway, back to Carcassonne, we're going to pin that to the start menu, and you'll see that this got added right here. And again, I can drag this over, and I could say, man, I play this game a lot. So I'm going to leave it right here on my main screen right here because, I do play it a lot. So it's easy to access. It's easy to click on. Really, I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. This is just something that you're going to have to go through and customize and play with and figure out basically how you want to use it and how you want to utilize it. There's a few different things that you could do, like that I've showed you, making things bigger, making them smaller, removing them, adding new things. It's all about customization here, and it's really convenient for you because you can just throw everything that you use frequently in one quick location access. And we showed you how to do that, and it makes it really simple because you have these very large icons that you can click on and launch your programs and get started in whatever you're trying to do. So I hope you found this interesting, and I hope I shed some light on exactly how these Windows 8 start tiles work and how you can utilize them to make it more convenient for you and easier to use. If you have any questions or comments or anything, please feel free to comment on our YouTube channel or reach us at pcsimplest.com. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.